Hey guys, Rebecca here. I wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you about posture and muscle memory. So, a lot of what we do in Pilates is rebuilding your postures, and we talk about things that we do all day long that lead us to have the postures that we have. So, something that's really interesting, there are three things currently that we all do that can lead us to have issues with our posture and how we're moving and how we're functioning, and those are sleeping, driving, and using a mouse. So with a lot of what we do for a really long time, especially so we'll start with sleeping. If you have a lot of neck tension, you might want to check into your pillow. The reason for this is that if you are sleeping all night long on a pillow that is incorrectly sized for whether you sleep on your back or on your side, you're going to have a lot of neck problems. So for example, if your pillow is too fluffy and it's pushing your head down so that your chin is really pushing into your chest all night long, you're gonna feel like there's a lot of tightness and tension going on through the neck. On the flip side, if your pillow is too flat and your chin is always pointed up towards the ceiling, it's gonna feel pretty tight through the back of the neck and feel a little bit strange to the front of the neck when you wake up in the mornings. If you are a side sleeper and your pillow is too flat, you might find that your head is always kind of down, and one side is really extended in either direction. So you want your pillow to be fluffy enough that it's not pushing your chin to your chest or forcing your head in any unusual directions if you're a side sleeper. You also want to make sure that it's not so flat that your head is bobbling in the opposite direction. So if you have a lot of neck tension, that's definitely something to look into, is how your pillow is supporting your head and what positions it's forcing your neck into. The second thing that you want to check in if you're having some issues with posture and sitting and all that stuff is how you are sitting while you are driving. So first thing first, gentlemen, if you have things in your back pockets, it is absolutely important that you take them out of your pocket while you are sitting at work or driving. There's nothing worse than sitting on a wallet or a phone or keys or whatever else you have in that back pocket. Just take it out so that your hips aren't wonky while you are driving. The other thing that most people struggle with is that we all kind of shift over to one side or the other while we're driving, and this can create a lot of imbalance in that hips, and we can start to see one hip, usually the right hip, dips a little bit lower, and we start to see a little bit of wonkiness going on with the hips, which eventually leads to some tight low back stuff on your left side, and it can feel like your right side just feels longer in general. The last thing that we wanted to talk about is the mouse hand. So a lot of times when I'm working with people on the reformer, I can always tell if they work at a desk job because no matter what they do, their mouse hand stays curled in that mouse position. So you just want to make sure that you're taking breaks. If you're at your computer a lot and you're doing a lot of typing, a lot of mouse work, just make sure that you kind of stretch out your fingers and give them a little bit of a break, and that you're paying attention when you are not using your computer to what your hand is doing. And just kind of notice if it's always bunched up in this position. It might not seem like a big deal, but it is one of the best examples that we have of muscle memory and how your body remembers habits throughout the day. So to recap, if you are having some neck issues, feeling a lot of tension through the neck, not really sure where it's coming from, check your pillow. If you're having some low back, hip stuff, and you're not really sure where that's coming from, check how you're sitting while you're driving. And the last one, just kind of keep an eye on your hand and your wrist and your fingers and how that is doing when you are using your mouse and when you are not using your mouse or your computer. So that's it for today. I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.